and I'm going to disconnect the battery from the fuel cell, okay? Completely. No battery. Now I use the connections from the fuel cell to connect the motor, and the gases that are stored on the back. Here is the hydrogen, here is the oxygen. Oxygen goes to cathode, hydrogen goes to anode, and they power the fuel cell that produces electricity that powers this motor, and the motor rotates and these wheels are moving. Pretty much, this is the fuel cell car that's going to run probably half an hour as much as the gas we have there. But thanks to my student Incher, who's here, who loves these kind of gadgets, he allows me to show you other fuel cell driven car, at least just to see a major parts. So this is the motor, electrical motor, powered by the fuel cell, and this is the hydrogen storage tank. As you can see, we do not have an oxygen storage tank because oxygen is provided by the air, okay? On the bottom here. So, it's a fancy looking, but I'm gonna open it up so you guys can see. And with that, I would say thank you very much for your attention. And if you have some questions, we can talk about this. But do not forget, I want to take pictures with all of you and with all these exponents we made. Okay? And also one big thank you to my students who helped me working overnight to make all these things possible. Yes, what's your name?
Daniela.
Daniela?
What are the disadvantages of using fuel cells?
No disadvantage. This is the part of the research I do more advanced. The only disadvantage of fuel cells is that the catalysts that are currently used are quite expensive and the price prohibits widespread use, because if everybody drives the car with fuel cells, there's not enough platinum in the world to supplement. And the major push in research is to replace platinum with something that is more abundant, like nickel or cobalt, so that everybody can afford fuel cell cars. However, in isolated cases like iPhone, where we're talking about 60,000 to 70,000 cars in total, fuel cells are reality. In US, where we're talking about 50 million cars, that means the price of platinum will go way up if the demand goes up. And that could be precluding factor because the fuel cell powered car could become very expensive as compared to the classical. And so then the disadvantage of using the inefficient conversion system like internal combustion engine might be less important if you need to pay the sticker price that is 3 times higher. That's why the major push is to reduce the loading of precious metals as a catalyst in the fuel cell, so that the widespread use of the fuel cells will be affordable for most of the people.
Any other questions?
How do you exactly determine pure hydrogen with pure oxygen to power the fuel cell?
It's a simple opposite reaction from the one I showed you. The electricity in a fuel cell is provided when you combine oxygen and hydrogen to form the water. When you reverse the sign, you can use the same fuel cell as an electrolyzer where the water is split to hydrogen and oxygen. Basically, you need to now put the energy provided by battery to destroy the strong bond between hydrogen and oxygen and separate them. And then you can recombine them again and produce electricity again. This is for this particular car, just because it's convenient.
So you use water, like from the beginning, you would use water kind of like as a fuel, and then use the electricity from the battery to split the hydrogen and oxygen to create the energy for it?
It's just the water. There's nothing there. Doesn't smell like oil. Doesn't have a emission. It's the water. Water comes, water goes. That's it. That's the nice thing about this technology. But besides that, the water in fuel cell is so clean and so pure. You can go and drink it. This is distilled water. Keep in mind. This is the really, really clean water. So it's not like you're producing dirty water. You're actually producing, if you save the water from your fuel cell, if you run a car in a bottle, hold it, you can sell it in the market for $5 a liter. It's ultra pure. Or actually the purity is way much higher than the water you would drink in the system.